Thank you for choosing Toshiba. This session is on the Dialer, a call manager companion application. First thing we need to do is be sure that you're on the Dialer tab. If necessary, click on the Dialer tab. The Dialer is a companion application that allows call manager users to easily schedule phone calls to be placed at a later time. For example, when a sales representative arrives in the morning, he or she may know that they need to make calls to 15 of their customers. So from MS Outlook, they can drag or drop the contact information for all 15 of the customers into the Dialer. When the designated time arrives for each call to be placed, the user is presented with a pop-up screen alerting him or her that it's time to place a call. Once the call is finished, the user will be presented with another pop-up screen requesting information about whether the call was successful, and if not, whether they should be called again later. For example, if the party was busy. The Dialer tab displays all calls yet to be placed as well as all the calls that have recently been completed. The Dialer tab displays a lot of information about the calls and provides tools to make using the application easy. The icons above the date and time header line provide information or help you manage tasks. The Fly In and Fly Out button is used to dock the window back to the main screen of Call Manager if it's already docked to the side or inside the main screen. Setup brings up the Dialer configuration screen. The Reset button puts the Dialer back to its initial state. Enable checkbox indicates whether the Dialer is enabled. This allows the user to easily enable or start or disable and stop the entire Dialer function. For example, if you need to take a break to do some paperwork, you could simply disable the Power Dialer until you're ready to start making calls again. Add call. Click the Add Call button to add a call to the Dialer, and the Add Dialer box appears. Phone status shows whether the phone is idle, busy, in Do Not Disturb, etc. And the Call Display area shows the list of calls that have been placed or have yet to be placed. The column headers show what information is contained in each column. Using your mouse, you can resize and reposition these headers to make the column wider or more narrow to customize your viewing area. The available columns include the date the call is to be placed or when the call is completed, time, this column shows the time the call is to be placed or was completed, status of the call. If this is blank, the call is not due yet. Otherwise, the status values include due now, overdue, done, disabled, or in progress. Phone, the phone number to be dialed. Name is the name of the person to be called. Subject, this column shows the subject of the call. This information can be added or changed up until the call is placed, at which time this information is attached to the subject field of the call. Account shows the account code, if any, for this call. Often an account code is used to indicate something about the call. For example, the customer ID, the result of the code, if the order was placed, if the call needs follow-up, if the party was not reached, etc. This account code will be attached to the call when the call is placed. Last result shows if the call has been placed, it was either successfully completed or you will need to try again later. And it shows what happened on the last attempt. The user can choose the result values for completed, busy, left a message, no answer, or wrong number. If you right-click on an entry, additional menu options will appear to show other functions you may want to perform. Call Now immediately places this call. This can be used even if the Power Dialer has been disabled. Edit allows you to add, change, delete, and copy individual entries. Entries can also be added using drag and drop or by importing them. Lookup in Outlook looks up this number in Microsoft Outlook and opens the matching contact. Print Listing prints a list of all entries shown in the Calls window. And Export Listing allows you to export and save a list of the calls to either a CSV or a TXT file. Adding calls to the Dialer is easy. Calls can be added manually, imported, or by using the drag and drop techniques. First, a call can be manually added by clicking Add a Call, and the Add Dialer window opens. Enter your data into the appropriate fields. The telephone number must first be entered, the name of the person being called, and optionally an account number and any subject as needed. The call can be scheduled by date. The default date is today, but any date can be entered and a calendar button is provided to pick a date for the call. Any time can be entered. The drop-down list shows some common elapsed times for placing the call. For the sake of this session, I'm choosing 1 minute. The call record will need to be enabled to be dialed at the appointed time. And save your information. Pressing cancel will disable the call before returning to the call list. If you have a list of calls to make, you can optionally drag and drop from your call history, or drag and drop from Outlook contacts, or you can drag and drop a Microsoft Excel file. When using an Excel file, you need to create a simple spreadsheet with at least 2 columns for the name and phone number. Then simply use the Save As function to save the file as a text tab delimited file or the CSV delimited file. You can also change a call record by double-clicking on the call in the dialer list, and it will reopen the pop-up box providing the call details. If you need to sort your entries, you can do this by clicking on the column header by which you desire the sort to occur. As you can see by the list on this slide, the initial call is set for September 12th. When I click the column header again, it will switch the sort from the ascending to descending or vice versa. Thus, if you want to sort by name, click on the name header, or by phone number, click on the phone column header, and so forth. And now you can see the initial call is scheduled for the previous day, September 11th. Are you ready for calls? Calls in the list that are enabled will automatically pop up a screen for the user indicating that it's time to place that call. This is your Ready to Dial screen. The screen will contain the information entered into the list about the call, and as you can see, you can choose an icon for more information, to dial the call, to reschedule, or to cancel the call. Let's select the handset icon to place the call. The number in our dialer call list appears in the dial window. You see your phone call in the LCD window, and your status shows that you're on a call. When the call is complete, I'll click on the handset indicating hang up to terminate my call, and a pop-up box appears to allow you to enter the results of your call. To easily enter the results of my call, I can open the results list. The results dialog box gives me a number of options to choose from, and click OK. The status of the call can be changed. By default, it is marked to completed. However, if the call needs to be placed again, check Try Later to open a time frame for the retry, and you can simply set the next time you'd like to schedule the call.